Tell me the story about Imithandazo. And I was like, fuck, man, you gotta have me on, bro. So you can tell me about that song. Because Sean,
What happened?
so what happened is Sean, right? Sean would send me some songs after we started working together. Sean would send me some songs after we started working together in the studio, right? But I mean, I'm busy, I don't have time. But this one time I'm driving back from Venda. I'll never forget, bro. I'm like, oh, fuck, Sean sent me some songs. Let me listen. Then that was the first time I heard Imithandazo.
Wow.
And I called this guy. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What song is this? I called Sean.
Yeah.
I'm like, please send me the full version because the one I had, it was in a mix.
Okay.
And then he's like, no, just wait until midnight. Kabza's dropping on them Tunzi, what. You'll get the full song. So I'm driving and then I listen to the album. The full song drops, but it's different from the one I have.
Yeah.
You know, but the song was amazing nonetheless, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll let you tell it because, I mean, it's your song. How did that, can you tell the people's story, man?
Careful what you tell Mac, bro.
Careful what you tell Mac, bro.
You'll learn the hard way. I started telling him about church. I mean, well, the day we went to that session, I was the one that initially asked for that session fundamentally because there was this big wave at the time of Tsonga songs. I don't know if you remember.
Waffles had one as well.
You know. There was a wave of songs that was moving at that time. And at that time, it was me, Kush, and Sean. We're both Tsonga. And I was like, yo, guys, this Tsonga wave is moving. We need to go and make Tsonga music. You know, who do we call? We call Kabza. So the three of us then go to Kabza's house. The first song we worked on was just some party shit, you know? And I remember Kabza stopped the session and said, man, I'm not feeling this one. What do we do, you know? Then he asked Sean, dog, what are we here to do? Because Kabza and Sean know each other, right? And he says, dog, I feel like we should do something spiritual. I feel like we should do some positive shit, some nice, powerful, inspirational shit. He says, yeah, I like that. He says, so how are we going to do it? Then I bring up my Tsonga thing. And I said, yeah, but can we please make it Tsonga? Let's put some Tsonga elements in there because this Tsonga movement is like, I really believe in it. Like, I really think it's out there, you know? Yeah. Then he says, perfect. You know what he does? He starts taking me through a history lesson of all like some of these big Tsonga joints that came out in the 80s. Yeah. Wow. So that's how Kabza... Pondlovu, Chico Twala. He's like, yo, if we're going to do Tsonga, we have to do it like this. And he plays all this 80s music, all this 90s music.
From now? That's Spotify or...
No, this is on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Literally, we're going to YouTube. He's like, okay, if we're going to do that, this is the direction we need to go. You understand? So that's kind of like what he does to kind of get you in a zone of, okay, this is what we need to do, you know? He'll take something great and then go through that chain and say, guys, this is the era we want to capture. So let's play around these eras. So that's why if you listen to it sounds like an old song you've heard before. Bro. You know what I'm saying? And then that was the initial thing. And then here's the crazy part. So the version you had, right? When you're listening to Mtunzi's parts, the original verse was in Tsonga. Kush was doing that. That's why Mtunzi's verse has Tsonga ad-libs in the back. So gothi bamelela mngomela komelela shloba shami obumelela izwalami so all those Tsonga ad-libs are there because that verse was in Tsonga and that was Kush. Kush had two verses on it. It was that verse and the one that you hear now on the song.
Are you for real?
Right. Then Kabza at that time was working on this Mtunzi project. He said, guys, I've got this guy that I'm working with. I think he'd be perfect on this song. So he turns to this one, he says, you see this part of yours? I'm gonna change it to Zulu. I want him to come and do this, and then he's gonna come up with a hook. I said, okay, sharp. We left. I think 2 days later, we then saw him
So there was no hook now?
No, there was no hook. Originally, the Komelela was the hook. Komelela was supposed to be the hook. Yeah, that was the hook.
Oh, wow.
Even when you go to my stories, you'll go to my stories there, you'll see one of the reels. I'm playing the song, and then literally at the bottom, I titled it Komelela. Because it was like Bambelela, you know?
Yes.
And Kabza was also taking that. He was driven by it because it reminded him of Nana Tula. He was like, oh, dog, we're doing this again. You know what I mean? Like, Nyobu, Nana Tula, Nyobu yang nemali. You know, Komelela to. So he was like, yo, and Kabza loves Nana Tula. He was just like, another one. We'll do it again.
10 remixes, I mean,
Trust me, my brother. Trust me, you might get a 7th one. So he really liked that movement. So then he got Mtunzi to redo that verse with Kush's direction, but with these new lyrics that are Zulu now. I don't know who between the two of them decided, but I remember they literally said, yo, someone literally said, I need a national anthem. I need to make this song a national anthem. So they decided to sample the national anthem. This is Nkosi. Izwa Imithandazo. So he said, let's just sample the actual national anthem so that we can create a national anthem, you know? So that's what they did for the hook. I remember the song being done then. I remember Stana then came back from some camp where I think he was working on, what was that last project that he did? By the river or whatever?
Oh, Nonkos.
Nonkos,
yeah.
He had come back from the camp from working on that. And he came in the house and found that song. So I remember when we were at the house just chilling, Gubs was like, hey, boys, so Stana's back. He's back from his camp and he said that this one is not coming out without him. How do you feel? I was like, dog, where are you going to put this guy? There's no space. Think about it. Stana's verse is on the break.
Yeah, it's on the break.
Every piano song is supposed to break when it gets there.
Yes.
My nigga said, I'm going in there. You know what I mean? And I won't lie, he took it to Homeboy really did take it to the next level, you know? Homeboy. And for those that wonder, now, I tell you now, if you go and check that song, we all posted it, man. But that thing blew up when Pori put it up.
Wow.
You see, when Pori did the homework, I remember when Isimo was busy happening, Pori apparently was the one who was saying, guys, forget all these other songs. That's why the only song he's on that project is Imithandazo. Because he was like, guys, let me show you why this song is special. And then he started running and pushing, playing, you know, getting it out. Like he started doing the work. You understand? After that, then it was Stana. I also saw Stana waking up at the beach, picking up the sand. I said, we are moving. We are moving. Yeah, dog, I don't want to lie. Like, we all worked on that song, but like, Pori really made it commercial. Because if you think about it, Isimo, they all like that other song with Mahu and Mtunzi. That was the main song. That was the one.
Amaz was also
Amaz was beautiful.
Amaz
you know what I mean?
was just classic.
That was initially the money maker there. That was the one that they were all banking on. But my homie said, no ways. You guys don't know what you're dealing with. Let me show you. And then he ran with it, bro. He ran with it.
And that's what people don't see.
And that's what people don't get.
Don't see that.
I don't think people understand that, like, Pori's contribution can never be put on split sheets. You know, it can never be put on split sheets. That guy will sit in a room and say, Ish, what's what mang? Yeah, peanuts on so we foka, we can from my calls. When you're there, you've seen the videos, he's saying, sorry, weird.
That's producing right there.
That's a producer, you know. That's what Sean does. That's what Sean does for all these niggas. You know what I mean? He's not there to press buttons or whatever, but he's the guy that says, yo,
the beat maker.
Let's take that guy, put them in a room. You know what I mean? I met a lot of these kids through him. You know what I mean? To say, okay, is this the one we take it from the back of the line, put him in the front? All right, let's go.
Bro, let's
do it.
I want to ask you, so you know, you faced backlash when you turn from hip hop to piano. You get into this thing, you're not sure, you know, you drop some tracks, some are landing, some are not. But then when this song comes out and it becomes one of the greatest Amapiano songs of all time, like, how does it feel, dog? Is it like validation? Are you like, fuck, bro?
I told them.
Yeah, I told them.
Like, I told them.
Like, how does that feel, dog? Like, hey,
I
how
told
does it
y'all
feel to have
niggas.
one of the greatest piano songs ever?
I don't know, bro. I don't
Bro,
think
I'm
about
telling
it
you,
like
that song
that,
is
bro.
powerful.
I don't know.
That song is powerful,
It
dog.
is. I
One of the
mean,
most streamed piano songs,
That
bro.
song is powerful,
I mean, it
dog.
is. In fact, let me
You
maybe.
can even cry listening to that song.
In
dog.
You do cry.
Nah.
Yeah.
If you're high enough, nah.
No, if you're at the right frequency, if you're going through the right thing, if you're going through the right problems at the right time, and the DJ is playing well at the right time, it's timing. You can cry, bro. That is a good song. That's a spiritual.
Dog,
That's
how does
just
it feel?
It's dope, bro. I think it's dope. It's dope, but you know, I don't dwell on those things, and maybe that's my problem.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I had this chat with Sean as well to say, you know, sometimes we get disrespected because we don't dwell on the success and the wins. You know, we always just keep quiet and we're sitting here, you know,
And it's on to the next one.
and it's on to the next one. It's
time
the
to
next
bask in
mission
glory,
because
man.
we need those numbers and we need that mission to validate the next mission.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm on to the next mission. You know, that's
Nah, but I wanted to give you flowers, man. Round of
Round of applause, man. Bro, a quick one, you know, because
And I'm out to the polls,
it really sounds like the song was Tagati Kush. Is that the name? That's his name, right?
Kush,
Tagati Kush, yeah. Because for me, the song is huge. truth is, he's one of the lesser known people.
Yes.
There. It's even difficult sometimes to find his part. And he went from having 2 verses on that song. So I know when you're in studio...
To doing ad-libs. Well, he's on the 3rd verse. He's on the 3rd verse. He's on the 3rd verse.
Yeah.
He on the 3rd verse.
But my thing is, I commend the fact that the music took precedent. It was the music that was prioritized, not egos, right? But it's painful, I'm sure. How does he feel? Has Xavier spoken out to you? And it wasn't an injustice. It was justice for the music, but he had to be reduced to his contribution from having a big one.
Bro, I got reduced to 4 bars.
Yeah, but they were like...
I went there saying, I want a song. Yeah. We're going there to go work with my friend on my song.
Yeah, bro.
I want us to work on my song,
bro.
my Tsonga song.
Yeah.
And Kush, you must come here so you can help me with my Tsonga. You understand?
Yeah.
I think, okay, let's maybe backtrack a bit. Let's say for Ismarafaka, right? You could never for a second, or I could never for a second sit there and say, yeah, I did the verse, I did that. This is my song. We all knew we were going to Max session.
Yeah.
We all knew we were going to work on Max music. You understand? This culture and this environment called Amapiano is about sharing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can't be ego-driven way. It's about me,
it's about the
me.
music,
It's
bro.
about the music,
Yeah,
bro.
music
That's
takes-
why even for me, when my homie says, yo, I think we should add Stan, I'm like, why not? Let's see.
Let's elevate it.
Let's
and
see.
look what
Maybe
it
it's
did,
gonna make
bro.
it better. If Bengu, me, Benzo, you know why we adding Tunzi? Let's not add him Tunzi in the first place.
Yeah.
Or let's not put this album on your project in the first place. You understand? And now we have no Imithandazo. That comes back to the concept of, sometimes egos stand in the way of beautiful moments.
Yeah.
Beautiful moments.
Main character syndrome.
Main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Issues that can be discussed with on
Bro.
email. I have a lot of issues with a lot of niggas in the industry, bro. People who don't pay royalties, people who have to chase. You'll never see me tweeting or saying all these things, dog. They got the email. They all out there. They know the email. They're going to see this interview and say, fuck, this nigga's talking about me.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I let the publishers do what they do. I let their lawyers do what they do. And as an artist, I'll do what I do. You understand? But sometimes our egos make everything about us. And I feel like that stands in the way of greatness, man. I would have, if ever it came up from him to me to say, yo, I can't believe you guys took me out. And I would have said, dog, you weren't even supposed to be in the song.
And also,
You weren't even supposed to be at Kamsa's house. If we backtrack, you wouldn't have known this guy if it wasn't for knowing us. And so you have to eliminate that mentality and just say, dog, let's go make songs.
And it's also...
You're part of history. That's all that matters.
It's also that argument of, would you rather own 70% of
nothing.
a small song or 5% of Imithandazo,
You understand?
which is like a way bigger song?
Which is another thing to say, yo, I think wherever he would have been at the time, he would have needed to see the value of, oh, snap, I'm on this song. I got called into this room to make this song with these guys. It's not like Stana wasn't there. The one verse that everyone remembers, you literally just said, Alakine, but they remember Stana. That means people are going to that song for everybody else or for everything else or for the whole thing and not just a certain part of it.
So what do you think about
understand?
hip-hop, bro? What do you think about hip-hop, bro? The state of hip-hop right now, man.
Hip-hop is doing just fine.
You reckon?
Hip-hop is doing great.